The inpatient program is based on different treatment models, and one of the most effective ways is to use CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And through using cognitive behavioral therapy, you are able to change the thoughts that affects our emotions, that affects our actions. So the whole program is based on that I can change how I feel, how I think about things, and that gives me some sense of power over my life. So our whole program is based on that you have to also take responsibility for your behavior. You've got to accept that there's consequences in life, that every decision you make, you need to realize this is a ripple effect on some other decisions or other aspects of your life. And for us, it's very important that the addict learns new behavior, to change old negative destructive behavior and learn new healthy ones, so that they are able to cope again. For us, the whole thing about substance abuse that affects your coping skills. How do you deal with arguments in your life? How do you deal with and cope with stress? How do you hold a job? You know, how do you deal with authority figures? So all of that is built into the program to make sure you change every aspect of your life, because we see addiction as a lifelong illness. It is not just something that happens and that because you're a weak-willed person, or that you are not strong enough at all, or that you're a bad person. We believe that it doesn't happen to everyone. Some people use socially and they never become addicts, where other people use maybe a few occasions and become completely hooked and become an addict. So for us, it is our whole view of looking at addiction affects the way we have looked at our programs and what we offer you when you come into the program. So we also follow the 12 steps principles, and for us that's also a guide of how to live my life through honesty, making sure that I'm powerless over certain things that happens to me, and that there's certain things I can control, but there are things I cannot control. And that for us is also an important place to start in terms of developing support groups and support networks for yourself, as well as finding a sponsor that can be there for you 24 hours a day. And again, it's the positive peer pressure of being around people that are doing it, are staying clean. And just that gives you the hope that I can do it as well. If other people have done it before me, then my chances are good as well. And that is human nature for us to also be in groups, that we have a sense of belonging again. And this time it's a different sense of belonging. It is with a group of people that understands where I come from. And when they say that I crave, they will exactly know what I need. You know, exactly understand what I'm going through. So we also follow the 12 steps principles, we follow CBT principles, and it's linked to behavior modification of how do I change behavior. And then there's the psychodynamic aspect. For that, we believe that everything is symptomatic. When you look at drugs, it's a symptom of something bigger that's happened to you in your life. It is not the main problem. There is something underlying that needs to be looked at, that needs to be focused on. Because otherwise I'm just going to go back if I've never sorted out traumas that you've been through as a child maybe, or family problems that you've been through. So there's so many things that affect you, that makes you stay trapped in that cycle of addiction. And those are the things we need to try and break, that you are able to gain power back into your life on some level where you can realize I'm not a victim any longer, but I'm actually a survivor of whatever my circumstances were and where I came from. So we work very in-depth therapeutically with those issues, those underlying issues. And you can imagine that it goes over it can't just be done in 3 weeks or 6 weeks. So that is why aftercare is important, that you continue with those underlying issues, that you make sure you address them, so that you reduce your relapse possibility.